Okay, it's time to start investigating the Schubert A major. And I will start with the first movement, which seems like a likely spot. Well, third finger. I went for one, who knows? Quite frankly, I prefer one because the balance in my hand, the comfort, having the one on the thumb, the one on the white note, even though it involves a turn, is much more comfortable and controllable. I should not be sloppy about rests. I must admit, this fingering says 4 each time. It's not bad, it's just, I made, I think, the false assumption that meant 4-3-2. Off. Ah, 5 on the last A, on the last beat. Will mean no hand turn, that's good. Twice is also good. Lest you be confused, it's not the way it goes. When I'm at this stage of working, which is reading through something, I know I can hum it in my head. Large fragments of it feel almost physically familiar, but not really. I'd much rather correct little mistakes now than run through it. I don't need to run through it just for the sake of seeing how it goes. So if something doesn't work, I want to fix that. Not 3-4. That negotiates the decisions that have to be made. Assuming this is authentic marking, these three are grouped together in a slur, and then this last one is separated. So it's a little awkward for me getting to the F sharp here. Not getting to it. Fingering it. So I'm going to go to 5 on B. And then toss my hand. I'm going to rotate on 4 on F sharp. There we go. So that's good. Nice. Not bad. Okay, let's see about it. Ah, interesting. They've written 2-1 to turn immediately to the white note. Means I run out of finger and have to then move. I'd rather stick with the standard E major root position fingering. So 2, 3, 1 gets the top much more easily. Yeah. I can even play octaves. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the top E and then just bring in the left hand for there. Good solution. I like it. You know what? Or they put 3, 2, 1 in this chromatic. I get their point. It's a little awkward, but it makes the drop of the 7th easy. So I remember the one that I don't like. So I'll have to reiterate my opposition to it. Same peculiar choice thing. I understand it, but I don't like it. 5, 1, 3 in the left hand. Little adjustments. Playing 2 on the other G sharps. By playing 3 on the top one, I set up the hand for the next chord, the octave. From 4 to 3 rather than from 3 to 4. I assume this is an editorial marker to take the bass or the tenor melody in the 4th beat in the right hand. I like taking one note in the right hand, but I like taking the next note in the left hand because it voices the melody with thumbs and with division, which makes it much easier to make the vocal line clear. Whereas having it under the hand, it's much more demanding. Right, yes. That's very nice. For the rehearsal to decide whether we were doing this repeat or not. Rushing ahead. Oh well. G sharp is apparent to me. So. Now, obviously that right hand part is not hard. What I was doing is looking through the phrase to make sure that I could play the right hand, in essence, totally accompanimentally. Not that I won't bring out these melodic elements, but I'm going to be spending all of my attention getting the left hand accurate. So I want to know the right hand. This is quite frankly the first physically or pianistically challenging spot in the piece for piano. Suspect that I'll be looking at my left hand, or at least down at the keyboard rather, to make that accurate. That means in turn that I won't be able to be looking at my right hand. For the first few would be to toss up to 1, so the toss is not as big. So, how will I know? Only by experimentation. I think I like the ones. I may not like them all the way, but I like them for now. I like them well enough that my body has kind of embraced them and said, look, that may not be perfect. But it's pretty predictable. And I don't need nearly as big a gesture. But I do know that's going to be my solution, so I'm going to go on by now, so as not to overemphasize that one little element. Interestingly, A shift, after the one on the downbeat, back to 4-3. I don't get it. So good. 5. Yes. As before. It's interesting. I've played this piece before, but obviously not from this edition, because there's not a single fingering, not a single rehearsal suggestion, so making it up as I go along. In a way, that's a good thing, because you discover with your current sensibilities what tends to work best. That's irritating to me. He wrote in the editor presumably, wrote in a courtesy G natural. There was already a G natural in the preceding measure, so there's no reason at all to write it in. So I responded to the accidental by sharpening it. As I assumed, I'm going to go 2 3s, always on those. Good. Schubert suggests, bring up your right hand. Let me see. The advantage is that instead of making that last chord almost feel as if you have to pull it out of a hat, whoops, you're guided towards it by your thumb. So, a decision that's not yet made, but decision from before to alternate the hands. Left, right, the piece is so exposed, it's so genial, that it's important that those little things be taken care of well, because Schubert gets played, just like Mozart, Schubert gets played badly a lot. And some of that is simply that the seeming ease with which he comes at you melodically and otherwise makes you take for granted some of the figuration that has to be executed with absolute elegance and simplicity. Otherwise it will sound complex, or it'll sound uncomfortable and unpianistic, and the music can't bear that kind of treatment. So I've got to make sure that I make my decisions about what hands play what fingerings I use, how the gestures complete themselves with a sense of ease. I'm going to stop briefly here and get ready for the second movement, the scherzo.